What's going on, everyone? My name's Tim Williams. We're here to break down tonight's 8-game MLB slate over on DraftKings. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What's up? I dressed up nice just for you. What we do here is we break down these MLB slates over on DraftKings. We'll get all into these statistics and the over and unders and all that good stuff. Matchups we like, matchups we want to fade. So cheers to that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have a link below in the description. And let's just jump right in here. First, we have the Twins taking on the Orioles. Twins favorited here, 9.5 over under. Dubnyk taking on Harvey. Zero interest in any of these pitchers. Both not very high strikeout rates here. Dubnyk 16.5% strikeout rate, gets a lot of ground balls here, near 52%. Doing a good job of keeping the opponents in the ballpark, 22% fly ball rate. He does give up hard contact and he struggles a little bit more against left-handed batters. And then on the other side, Harvey, he's definitely seen his fair shares of blowups in the past. 18% strikeout rate, not horrible for that price, but does an okay job at keeping the ball in the ballpark as well, or at least fly ball rate, 34%. But everything else is just kind of bad. 46.7% fly balls to left-handed batters. So I like lefties on both sides here. He gives up a ton of hard contact as well. Twins, they're going to be very, very popular in the slate. Like the lefties first, Kirilloff, Polanco, Larnach, if he's in the lineup, all very reasonable price there. Donaldson, 4.3K. Cruz, it's crazy how low these prices are. They're going to be somewhat chalky for sure. I definitely have interest, though, on the Twins side, as to, I'm sure, a lot of people. But in general, for GPPs, I think I'm going to just try to stay away, find something else. On the Orioles side, Mullins, Santander, Galvis, really love those bats. Stewart, probably one of my favorite low spends on this plate. He does have some high upside here. Mancini as well. Remember, Dubnyk doesn't really give up a lot of fly balls, but he's definitely not a guy who's going to go 6-7 innings. So keep that in mind. Definitely like both sides here. Next, we have the Rays, Yankees. Yankees favorited here at home, 8.5 over under. McClanahan taking on Montgomery. McClanahan, 7.6K, very juicy price tag for him. Near 30% strikeout rate, which is obscene. He gets a lot of ground balls, about 48% of the time. He does give up hard contact, but about 49% of the time he gives up fly balls. So a lot of things kind of check the boxes in what we're looking for in a DFS pitcher. The one thing I'm worried about is his pitch count. He is young. I don't know how far he's going to go. He is facing the Yankees. Will nerves come into play at Yankee Stadium? We don't know. I think he's going to be somewhat popular because there's not a lot of great pitching options on the slate. So keep that in mind. But I think he, with that strikeout rate, I'm not too scared of the Yankees either. So he's definitely in play. And then the Yankees, Montgomery, 9.3K. Very minimally interested just because the Rays do strike out a ton. Montgomery's faced the Rays 3 times this year. He's had success. He's had some bad outings. 24.5% strikeout rate here. Really struggles against right-handed batters. 41.7% fly ball rate to righties. 40% hard contact to right-handed batters. So I'm really just looking at the right-handed bats here. Arozarena really sticks out, but his price is so high, 5.9K. Diaz, Margot, Zunino, one of my favorite catchers on the slate. Meadows, have to throw that in there. He's on fire. You could even name your band that, Meadows on Fire. You can just have it, take it. It's yours now. Yankees, I only really like Judge here. 5.8K is the spend up. Yankees are kind of struggling here. One thing to note, both teams, Rays, Yankees, are top 5 in bullpen ERA. So I'm kind of inclined to maybe just fade this one and maybe go with the pitching, but we'll see. Still some time. Next, we have the Marlins, Blue Jays. Blue Jays favorited at home. Lopez at a whopping 10K price tag against Manoah, 8.2K. He's also the highest priced pitcher on FanDuel. If that gives you any indication that maybe Manoah is somewhat lower priced or he's just too high priced in general. Lopez, not interested in the price tag, the matchup, no nothing. 23% strikeout rate. I would be interested if he was like 7K. He gets a lot of ground balls, really limits fly balls here. Marlins in general have 8th best bullpen in ERA, so that's something to keep in mind. And then on the Blue Jay side, Manoah, we know he throws strikes and he's damn good at it. Near 32% strikeout rate in his first start. He went 6 innings against the Yankees, dominated them. He's got nasty strikeout stuff. If you look at his track record in the minors, he is pretty sick. I think he's going to be very popular. It's a good, I was trying to find reasons not to go after him because he's going to be popular and he's also really expensive for only having one start. But he looks pretty solid. The Marlins are really struggling here. They have a lot of injuries. I don't mind him here. They're up in Buffalo now, so it's a little bit slightly better ballpark than when they were where they had to play in Florida. So both bullpens fairly successful in their own right. So I'm more inclined to just fading the hitters in this one and go somewhere else. But you definitely can look at some Blue Jays, I'm sure. But Lopez is a pretty good pitcher, so. Next, you have the Nationals Braves. Braves favored it here at home, 9.5 over under. You have Lester taking on Smiley. It's almost comical how Lester is priced at 9.1K. Too expensive. Doesn't have the strikeout stuff anymore. 17.7% strikeouts. Walking guys a little bit too much for me and for DFS purposes. Not getting enough ground balls. Right-handed batters really punish him. So I'm looking at those righties on the Braves. And then on the other side, Smiley, 7.2K. They're very kind of similar pitchers, him and Lester at this point in their careers. The strikeout rate, 20%. It's okay, for that price, but I'm not taking my chances against the Nationals. The walks are up. He's giving up a ton of hard contact, a lot of fly balls here. So I love the offenses on both sides, and I like the Braves more, and I'll tell you why. In play, Soto, Turner, sure. Harrison, Zimmerman, Schwarber, I can definitely get there. But the Washington Nationals as a team, they're 28th overall in runs scored, 25th in home runs. They can definitely hit for average and they can get on base, but they have to keep that lineup turning in order for that to pay off. So I'm inclined to just kind of fade the Nationals here. And then I really like the Braves here. You can get a full stack or 4 guys for pretty reasonable, pay up for some pitching. Right-handers for sure in play. Acuna, 5'7", probably going to be one of the more chalkier owned bats on this one, but definitely he can go off. Albies, Riley, love the power there. Swanson, I don't mind that. He'll probably go lower owned. And then round it off with a guy like Heredia at 2.9K. I might have said that name wrong, but I don't mind a guy hitting 8th or 9th or 8th. I mean, it's a National League game, but I don't mind a guy hitting there to turn it back over to the top of the order, just to kind of get some salary savings and keep my stack afloat. So I don't mind the Braves here. Next, you have the Red Sox Astros, 8.5 over under. Stros favored it here. Pivetta taking on Valdez. Pivetta 8.7K, Valdez 7.8K. Pivetta, the talent's there, sure. 26% strikeout rate. The price is a little bit up there. He's walking a lot of guys 12% of the time, 43% fly ball rate. And he's facing the Houston Astros, who are just one of the best teams in baseball as far as that goes. And then Valdez coming back from an injury. I'm not really inclined to go with him, especially against the Red Sox. Red Sox are somewhat kind of struggling here on the road. But in general, Valdez gets a lot of ground balls. He can definitely get there, but I just don't think this is the matchup. This is a second start back. I like Martinez for the Red Sox, maybe as a one-off, 4.9K. That's way too cheap. But then the Red Sox in general, some of those other guys that I would be interested in, some of those marquee names, they hit into a lot of ground balls, and I don't like that matchup with Valdez. And then on the Astros side, Correa, Bregman, Altuve, love the right-handed bats here. Tucker, Alvarez at 3.9K. I know he's been really struggling, but it doesn't matter about the last week. It matters about tonight and what's going to happen tonight. So Pivetta, a guy who can walk a lot of guys, maybe he's just not going to be comfortable in Houston. So love the Astros. Hopefully they go somewhat lower owned because we have a Coors slate. We have a Coors game on the slate. And speaking of that, we have the Coors game, 11 over under here. Lyles taking on Senzella, Rangers, Rockies. Rockies favorited here. Lyles, nope. 21% strikeout rate here. Doesn't get enough ground ball outs, which is going to be a recipe for disaster in Coors. Gives up a lot of contact, near 40% fly ball rate. And then on the Rocky side, Senzatella, 6K. No, the strikeout rate is horrible. He gets a lot of ground balls. I give him a lot of credit for that. Doesn't give up a ton of fly balls either, but he gives up a lot of contact and hard hit rate of 47%. So the Rangers are a team that likes to hit home runs. Now that this is the second game in the series or whatever, so maybe the Rangers feel a little bit more rested. Maybe they can breathe a little bit easier and up in that mountain air. Calhoun, Lowe, Garcia, Gallo, Solek, anybody on this team is going to be popular. And then contrarianly, you go on the Rockies side, who are priced up a little too much, Blackman, Crone, McMahon, Tapia, they're fine play too. Cash games, this screams cash game to me. GPPs, it's up to you. You want to fade the chalk or play it. So that both teams definitely in play for sure. Next, we have the Cardinals, Dodgers. Cardinals have Martinez on the mound, 6.3K, and the Dodgers favorited here at home. Buehler, 10.6K, priced up like an ace. I don't think he really has the ace pedigree as of now, but he's definitely the ace of the slate. Martinez, 13.6% strikeout rate, awful in DFS, 51% ground ball rate, which is nice. Give him a lot of credit there. He's keeping the fly ball down. He's only given up 3 home runs this season. So I might just kind of fade the Dodgers here and hope that Martinez just doesn't blow up, but it is the Dodgers. So and then on the other side, Buehler, 10.6K, the strikeout rate's kind of down, or maybe that's just where he sits at now, 25%, 44% ground ball. He needs to keep that up in order to find success. Fly ball rate's okay at 37.6%. I'm more inclined to fade Buehler just to get a little bit different. If you're playing cash, definitely Buehler all day. But maybe I'll have some lineups with Buehler in it. There isn't a lot of great pitching, honestly. I don't mind some of the Cardinals bats here. I wouldn't full stack it because Buehler is really talented. Arenado, 4.8. Goldschmidt, so cheap on some of these slates. I don't get it. 4.3. O'Neill's been on fire, 4.4K. I love him there. And then the Dodgers, pretty much, everyone's in play. Muncy, Turner, Bellinger's back. Betts, the band is back together. They're healthy. Cardinals don't have the best bullpen. If Martinez goes 7 and gets 3 strikeouts and they don't turn the lineup over a lot. I don't know. I don't know how this game is going to play out, but there's definitely bats in play here, but could just be a fade situation. It's up to you. Last but not least, we have the A's taking on the Mariners. 8 over under here. Manaea taking on Flexen. Manaea, 9.6K. He's the somewhat second ace on this slate. I don't know. The strikeout rate's not great, 24.2%. It's fine. It's fair. I'm not going to say that's not good, but definitely priced up. I don't know if I want to overpay for some of this pitching. I might just try to pay for the bats, right? 58.3% hard contact to left-handed batters. That is pretty terrible. He's a slightly above average pitcher in my eyes, in a really decent spot here. The Mariners do strike out a ton. Manaea, I think, is going to be very popular, and I don't know if I'm going to ride that train tonight. Flexen, 6.8K. Maybe you just go with Flexen, right? No one's going to roster him against the A's. 14.8% strikeout rate, which is terrible, but you're not paying out the ass for it. 46.3% ground ball rate, 1% fly ball rate. Not bad. He pitches to contact, but he just gives up a ton of hard contact. So it's one of those variant situations where, why can't he get you there? You hope for 20 points and that's all you need because you're paying up for the bats. Just something to think about. A's bats for sure in play. Olsen, Canna, Brown, Lowry, even Lowry makes the freaking slide, 3.6K. But the A's are just boom or bust. They need home runs to pay off. They're not hitting for average by any means. They do strike out. So I don't know. I might just fade the A's here. And on the Mariners side, I think they're interesting. I put 5 guys on there because I'm interested in some of the low priced guys like France, Murphy behind the plate. If he starts 3.1K, Nottingham, 3K, some of these guys who can hit lefties very well, kind of that late night hammer as well. Seager for sure, 3.9K, another left-handed bat. Haniger's priced up, but you might have the salary here. So I really don't mind getting to the Mariners. And that'll kind of give you that leverage you're going to want or need on a slate like this, but very interesting. A lot of different ways here, but remember, try to identify, your clear path of winning in your particular contest, and that'll do it. So I hope this video helped you. I know it certainly helped me. I would subscribe if I could. If you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting for. Really appreciate it. Best of luck tonight. Take it easy.